Alright. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're once again now rocking with your Astro Guru, the one and only, owner of the Emerald Tablets, Thoth. But anyway, I ain't come to play today. As y'all notice, I ain't even play no intro. We gonna get right into things. Cause perhaps I haven't really been showing y'all who I am. Cause I think haven't been doing myself a real service. And I think I need to do that. So let's walk down this path of destruction from the past so you can get to the new construction of the future. Because I remember my future, but we'll talk about that later. Just don't forget that. I remember my future. So now, September 20th, 1990, Thursday, 11 o'clock a.m., a star was born. That star being me, Cresta Cornell Crump III, conceived by Cresta Cornell Crump Jr. and Marion Walker. At this point, I'm Marion Walker's second child, and I'm Cresta Crump's first. So, I have an older sister. me and my older sister are 5 years apart. This is at the age of 1, things like that. I'm 1, she's 6. So, from 1, 2, 3, 4 is as early as I can remember. Things I remember is tying my shoe. I remember learning how to tie my shoe, things like that, blah, blah, blah. Now, to stay within that pocket for a second, I was always an advanced child. I was always a smart child since birth. Started speaking early. However, my first words were "oh well" and "shut up." It wasn't a mommy daddy thing for me. I liked other words. It's probably why I talk so fucking much. It's probably why, you feel me, I get so wordy. But however, because I'm a wordsmith. Oh well and shut up. So I was rude as a child, off the gate. I came for that, yeah. But now my mother's a Leo, my pops is a Libra. Here I am, falling smack dab in the middle, Mr. Passive Aggressive, the Virgo. Now, my worst enemy and best friend at the time, my arch nemesis, was my sister. Because she was older than me, she could always beat me. She had more freedoms than I felt I had. And I had no knowledge of whatever she may have had going on in my direction. No, I'm like 5 years old at best. So, I grew up in a tumultuous environment where, you know, things, there was a lot of like, you know, yelling, shouting, whatever, blah, blah, blah. My mother's energy kind of predicted the energy of the house. So you either kind of, you know, we started, you know, became accustomed to it. Now, is my mother a bad person? No. No, she's not a bad person by any means. But I also told you I was born Far Rockaway, Queens, New York. That could explain some of the sass, some of the rudeness, some of the fuck out of here, nigga, suck my dick. Yeah, that could explain some of that. So, I have no problem defending myself. Whether it be with my hands, a knife, a gun, I have no problem defending myself. That's never been an issue. I've mastered the art of defense. So now, I digress. But 6 years old, as I said, I was always smart. But at this point, maybe not getting called on in class made me feel some type of way because I always had the answer. So when my teacher started saying things like, "We know you know the answer, Mr. Crump," I'm just like, oh man, I gotta wait for these stupid ass kids to not come up with the answer and shit. What the fuck? That was not good on my behalf, but we could have, you know, focused on, you know, something else. But that wasn't the case, so I digress. Back to the situation at hand. 6, 7 years old, around this time, I'm becoming conscious. I'm starting to understand that. I also grew up in a church-going household. You know, my father's side of the family always went to church. So, me being so brainy, I knew that, like, if you're teaching forgiveness and things like that, I'm like, I can go push this little boy off his bike and steal it, and God gonna forgive me. So, I'm gonna get a bike, because y'all playing around, and y'all haven't bought me a bike. I want a bike. But, although that wasn't the right thinking on my behalf, it was also, once again, a learning experience, because the police definitely came, and I broke this little boy's pinky trying to steal his bike. So, in that scenario, this is the start of my criminal career. 6 years old. I'm already having run-ins with the law. Now, 7, 8 years old, this is second, third grade. Second, third grade, I started getting bullied. I forget his name. It was like Deshaun or some shit. It's always like a Deshaun, a Dashaun or some crazy shit. It's always some, but anyway. This motherfucker was like, he had got kept back like 3 times. So he was like fucking really a 5th grader, but in like a 2nd grade classroom. And he was picking on everybody. And at first he was only like bullying me like verbally and shit like that. Like, for me, I was never just like no chump. So he would bully me verbally and shit like that. And I'm just like, damn, he was big. So I was kind of scared of him. But one day, we was in school and he had tried me during lunch. Like yoked me up and shit like that. I'm not gonna lie, bro did me bad. And I wasn't having that shit. So it's the first time I got suspended type shit. Now, it's not my first fight. I'm gonna tell you about my first fight in a second, but the first time getting suspended. Now, we in gym. You know, everybody gotta sit down like their legs crossed, Indian style in the gym. So we in the line, and as we lining up, I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna do this nigga wrong in front of the whole building, right? So what happens is, boom, I fuck around, we get in the line, like we get in the straight line, you know, we come down the stairs and shit like that, boom, boom, everybody lining up. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be in front of him or behind him, but my plan already is, when everybody sit down and everybody get nice and comfortable, cause he big, fat, shit like that, big ass 5th grade ass nigga, when we sit down Indian style, I'm gonna get up and sprint and beat this nigga ass as much as I can before he get to stand up. Like, I'm not gonna let him stand up. He already down on the floor. I'm a listener. I was 7. I heard, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. What if he already on the ground? Smart old me, peep game. So now, I do exactly that. I wind up sitting in front of him, like 2, 3 kids in front of him. I get up, sprint, pew, boop, 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 boop. Get suspended. Now, I'm having problems in school, feel me? I was always having problems with teachers and everything, because I had a smart mouth, but as far as like getting picked on and shit like that was never really my forte. I wasn't with that shit. I don't really fuck with people like that. I'm not really a people person at all. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. But my sister helped me win my first fight, you feel me? She stood behind me, held my hands up. To this day, I still, yeah, what up? You want to get mixy? You heard? What? What you want to do, boy? Like, you feel me? I mean, we can get into it. You feel me? The Philly shell, John. Like, but anyway, yeah. So like, it's now we in the hood where, you feel me? This kind of stuff is glorified, and I mean, I'm not in my head getting the proper attention at home. So, you know, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, all throughout this time at this point, it's really like, I'm not liking my living situation at home, or, you know, I feel like I'm beefing with my moms and whatnot. On another note, you know, my sister older than me, so she could always beat me up at the same time. Like, from 0 to like 13, my sister was stomping a mud hole in my ass. Like, I could beat people in the street, but my sister will always win, or even if I felt like I could have been getting ready to win, my mother would break it up. Yeah, I stopped fighting and shit like that. Like, feel me? God forgive me. I put a knife to my sister's throat. Like, my little brother choked me with a fucking piece of floss when he was like 2. Cause you feel me? Like, at the point where I turned 6. I'm having my first little brother. My little brother Tyshawn, you feel me? Shout out to the God Vito, you dig? Like, so, yeah, we had our tight, knit little family. And I was loving it, man. 440 Beach 58th Street, apartment 3D. Like, you could Google that address, the double buildings, you feel me? Like, it was, man, listen, humble beginnings. Humble beginnings. Like, it's some times, and I can't really just tell y'all too much because I don't want to incriminate nobody, but you feel me? Listen, we being vulnerable right now. We giving it to y'all. We getting into it. So that's 0 to 10. Now, 11, 12. Now all this time, I'm perfecting my analytics. I'm perfecting my analytics, my ability to analyzation, compartmentalizing, prioritizing, and I'm perfecting these things at this time, or at least I'm owning them. I'm not perfecting them. I'm owning them. I'm noticing that I can even do them. So 12 years old, we about to kick into puberty. You feel me? Now I always been a ladies' man. Like I always been attracted to females. And I'm not saying that because I'm not just saying that to be saying that, but yeah, it was true. It is true to this day. I don't know. I take care of myself. You feel me? I think I practice proper self-love or something. I don't really want to just say anything I'm saying right now is just set in stone because these things move around from box to box. Like you got to put these things in context. So as of right now, I'm just speaking on myself, for myself, by myself, because I can only be myself. But anyway. So next major event to go down, I was playing Truth or Dare with some females and whatnot, 12 years old, and I was dared to grab a titty, in which I grabbed the titty and whatnot, and the teacher caught me, and immediately she was like, "Oh, you're gonna let him just grab your titty like that? You should go to the office and blah blah blah." And I guess when she said that, the girl felt like it was the right thing to do, so she told on me. So yeah, long story short, when it comes to that, I was scared. Like I honestly just thought I was a sex offender almost, or could have. Like I thought I was on the sex offender papers till I was like 25, till I realized that the whole situation got killed on some whole other crazy shit. But like, yeah, that was a real deep situation for me. Like I really feel like I'm 12 years old at this time, and I'm like, damn, you're about to be calling me a rapist and shit like that. Cresta the child molester, and yeah, these are things that I got teased about, like being called the crustaceans, the Krusty Krab pizza, like. But here I am, humbly telling you, I don't give a fuck what you say about my name, Cresta. And that shit got, however you feel about me, don't change my bank account. It don't change my children's name. Feel me? I'm not the first Cresta. I'm Cresta Cornell Crump the third. So that means 2 people before me had to go through it. It's all cool. They talked about Jesus. Why would I be mad if they talk about me? So, at that point, I'm just like kind of becoming a loose cannon. Like, I'm having problems with my parents because of my behavior. But I also feel like they're not adhering to my behavior correctly. And that's just my feeling. And I'm definitely not going to say I'm right. But I'm not going to say that I'm just wrong. Like, you feel me? These things got to be interpreted and placed into, once again, context. So, the next thing that happens is I had to leave New York, and I moved to Atlanta. I'm about 12 years old. It's not my first time coming to Atlanta because at this time, I had been in Atlanta before. I had moved to Marietta with my pops and my stepmom, with my other brother. Shout out to the God Sleazy Louie, feel me? Like when he was born, you feel me? Shit like that, but I got hit by a car. And my mother wasn't feeling that situation. She felt like my father was irresponsible, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you coming back to New York? So, yeah, 6 years old, I got fucking hit by the side mirror of a BMW. I fell, and the back tire ran over my whole ankle, spent that shit and everything. So, yeah, my whole shit twisted. Shit was crazy. But, yeah, they put a pin in my shit, screws, all kind of shit. It's definitely a traumatic event, even just thinking about it when I talk about it to this day, but I'm over it. I'm here. I appreciate and thank God for my legs, things like that. For me, so you know, but I've always been athletic and whatnot. So we heal from that. Fast forward, now I'm moving back to Atlanta again. I'm devastated. I feel like I'm dying. I don't want to be here. I don't like the South. I keep getting into fight after fight after fight after fight after fight after fight. Like, it was so crazy. My 8th grade year, Miller Grove Middle School, my 8th grade year, I got suspended out of school like 13 times. But I got suspended in school like 8 times. Like, that's like 21 suspensions. Like, on top of me cutting school, yeah, listen, I was a wild youngin', man. But I really just, feel me, I was looking for love. I just wanted to be I was looking for a home type shit. Like, I was looking for people that was like me, somebody that cared to understand me. Because at that point in my life, I felt like my best friend, my best friend, like, between my sister and my grandmother. Like, rest in peace, Nanny. Rest in peace, my grandmother. Like, I did some of the most foul shit to my grandmother, and she would just keep loving me. And I was just like, damn, is this lady crazy? Like, but nah, she's just crazy in love with her grandson. Like, I learned what unconditional love was from my grandmother. And she gave me hell too, but I also took it because that's what she showed me. Like, that's how we love each other. Like, you feel me? Because, like, we all don't just have it. So we need somebody to love us more than we love ourselves sometimes. But, you know, I'm leaving my grandmother and everything, so I come down here, I'm fighting and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I meet my homie, Keenan, my brother. Once again, my brother from another. Shout out to him. Feel me? My boy Legend, second to none. Feel me? Killer K, the God. Godfather to my son. Like, but yeah, I meet him, and, you know, we become a tight-knit pair. And me and my boy, I got my boy jumped and everything, man. Like, we came out on top. That's besides the fact. But that was his biggest fear. You know, he didn't want to get jumped. But I was looking at it like, man, I've been jumped so many times. I'm about to get you jumped, bro. I talk so much shit. People wanted to kill me when I talk shit. So I got to be prepared to kill too, right? But yeah, so I mean, you know, we go through it, we get into it and everything. Me and my boy ain't never had a fight. There's too much love there. And for me, way too much love there. But we done fought the world together. Feel me? Real team, real pair. Like, it's my guy to this day. But back to the situation, feel me? From 12 to, like, you know, you got your 13, 14, boop, I go back to New York. Now, 15, I go back to New York. Shout out my Blizzard. Let me show y'all right quick. You know, LB135, you feel me? Yeah, that's that right there. From 12915, feel me? 135 place. Sud Ave. That's the crib. But anyway, what happens now? I come to New York and I'm in the robbery. Feel me? I'm in the knocking niggas out, strong on robbery and shit, taking niggas shit, blah blah, like, you know, gang, whatever. So we into that and everything, but you know, we was Lost Boys, United Family. Feel me? Shout out to my boy Ha. Rest in peace, Wade. But now what happens is this street life is getting real serious. You know, we starting to lose homies and things like that. Like, rest in peace, J Drama. We starting to really, like, get hit at home. You know, people getting shot now, things like that. And it's going too far. As young kings, we taking it way too far. We taking this rap life or whatever, this pain that we trying to get out of us, we taking it way too far. So, I get locked up, 16, first time going to Rikers Island. I find out jail is a piece of cake for me. Don't mean I like going, but you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this shit is not what I thought it was. Like, I'm no longer scared of it. So if it happens, it just happens. Which means now I can get further in the street. So I'm on 5 years probation at the time, and I'm trying to be slick. So I'm like, yo, let me go to Atlanta, let me transfer my probation, and you feel me? I'm gonna stay out there with my pops. So my probation officer go for it. But my probation don't actually make it to like my paperwork don't make it to Atlanta. I leave immediately after she said I can go, but my paperwork don't make it until like 2 years later. So now it's like I'm off probation for 2 years. I'm really John Doe because I'm not a citizen of Atlanta. I'm just, I don't know what's going on in the mind of this 16-year-old that I was, but I was on the road. I was definitely on the road. I ain't gonna say where to because I still don't know, but I was on the road. So now what happens? 16, touchdown, ATL. And that's where we're gonna hold you up at. Because we definitely gonna bring y'all back for episode 2. I'm not about to give y'all all the juice like that. These stories is about to get deep. Remember, we left off at 16. Holla at me.